The conversations they avoid are taking the conversations we need deeper. Unfiltered conversations about Black culture, Black love, relationships, racism, politics, hosted by Big Leg and C-Nup, Talkin Black and Current Season 2. Same culture, new conversations, no filters.
This isn't just a podcast. This is a platform for truth, a place where real conversations happen, where real experiences are shared.
Still moving.
If I make it out, you gon' hear me loud. Not for the cloud, for the ones still down.
Same scar, same name, still I play this game. Eyes on the prize, heart in the flame. Choir singing in the bay. Brass hit hard when I step on the track. Painted my lungs, but I still got fire in my blood. Still moving. Trench pain, I've been stuck in the rain. Same dirt, same scars, still I'm chasing the game. No sleep, no peace, got the weight on my brain. I don't talk too much, I just walk through the flame. Trench nights, I've been low for a while. Fake love, fake smiles, I can see through the lies. If I make it out, I'ma bring all mine. Till then I stay down, trying to survive. Trench work, trench pain, still stuck in the rain. Same scars, same name, still walking through the flame. If I make it out, I'ma bring all mine. Till then I stay down, trying to survive.
You, what it is,
Yes, sir.
what it do, what it do.
What it do, what it do, what it is. Hey, listen,
Hey,
another day, another dollar.
hey, that's what they used to say, man. I think it's another day, another 50 cent.
Talking Black and Current podcast. Black and Current podcast. Real talk, bold truth. With your host, Big Lex and
Oh, shut
C-Note.
the front door and open up the bike. He done put on the specs, y'all. He done put on the specs.
I gotta put on the specs today, man. Gotta put
I
on the
see.
specs today.
Oh,
You
so
know
what
what I'm
you
saying?
trying to say? What you trying to say? We going in?
We going in today, man. We
Oh,
gonna be a little bit uncomfortable.
we're gonna be a little bit uncomfortable. All right.
Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This season 2, man. It's season 2. That's what we said we
Hey,
was gonna do.
facts,
We said we was
facts,
taking the gloves off.
facts.
You know what I'm saying?
You said it.
Season 1, we sprayed a little, we spread a little peanut butter on it. You know what I'm saying? We throw a little jelly on it. Now, we got to put another layer on that. We put a little.
Well, hell. Hey, y'all tap in, man. Let us know where you at. Go and tap in, represent. Hey, thank y'all for joining the Talking Black. Check this out, chat. I ain't gonna be here for too long because I'm doing this thing remotely. So I'm a pop in and pop out. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm here and I'm gonna make the best of it. Uh, Listen, y'all come on in and represent. Come on, show me where you rep. Come on in. But check this out, chat. I got a question for us. You know what? I got a question for everybody.
Go ahead.
They say age is just a number. All right. First of all, let me back up. This is when the workplace is a crime scene, part 2. And C-Note dropped a subtitle. They dropped a subtitle. C-Note, what that subtitle is? This is the workplace becomes a crime scene, part 2. But that subtitle.
So that
Yeah, talk to me.
so the subtitle is the generational divide, why we can't work together. That's the subtitle. The generational divide and why we can't work together. Because it goes when we talk about, you know, when the workplace become a crime scene, like a lot of times we don't get into the particulars, and one of the particulars
Yep.
is we got 5 generations that's working in the workplace right now,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of drama. There's a
Yeah.
lot of drama behind that,
Yeah.
and we gon' dig into it tonight.
And watch this. And to add to that, C note chat is um, this is the first time. This is the first time we got this multitude of generations working together in the workplace. So when that's misunderstanding come about, miscommunication, we're communicating differently. We're not communicating how we used to back in the days. Authority doesn't hold that title from a Gen Z millennial perspective. They don't hold that title like it did in the the boomers days. So we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna dig into it, like you said, the particulars. But I wanna riddle me this, chat. Riddle me this. They say age is just a number. Tell that to the 24-year-old calling their manager by their first name, or
Mm.
the baby boomer wondering why someone else needs a mental health day after answering 3 emails. One generation says nobody wants to work anymore. The other says, see, no, nobody wants to lead anymore. Chat, one says respect is earned. The other says respect should be mutual. One thinks staying late shows commitment, while the other thinks leaving on time shows boundaries.
Yep.
We're going deep now. So today on Talking Black and Current with Big Lex and C Note, I think the question is today's workplace toxic because people are toxic, or because multiple generations are trying to work by multiple completely different rules, completely different rule book? Y'all, welcome to Talking Black and Current. Hey, again, I'm your host, C Note. I'm your host, Big Lex. That goes C Note. Hey, we doing this for real.
Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Talking Black and Current podcast with your host, Big Lex and C Note.
Say, C Note. Last episode, we talked about workplace becoming a crime scene because of the harassment, because of the power, because of the discrimination, because of the retaliation, because of the burnout. But
Mm-hmm.
tonight we're I think for lack of a better term, we can say we're investigating the other
Mm-hmm.
perspective. Go ahead, C Note.
All right, so we gonna open this thing up and chat like let's say it tap in where you at, represent. But for the first time in history, Lex, we got, like I said before, we got 5 generations working together under one roof. Now, if you not only the generations, let's go ahead and sprinkle some taim on this fruit.
Ooh,
If you
ooh.
if you add different cultures, if you add different races, if you add different leadership styles, if you add social media, if you add favoritism, if you add office politics, and if
Mm,
you add politics all in the same bucket, and you've got a workplace that can either become a community or a crime scene.
wow,
Now,
that's deep.
tonight, tonight, um, this ain't about blaming one generation or one culture. I want to
Not
be
at
clear.
all.
I
Not
want to
at
be
all.
very clear, and I'm going to say this again. We're not blaming one generation or one culture. It's all about asking why. We're having this conversation, chat. Talking Black, my TBC people out there. We asking that question, why so many workplaces is becoming divided. So
Yeah.
let's talk about why it's coming so divided. So
Hey,
why
see,
the
no, hold up, though. Hold up.
mm-hmm,
Let me intercept. Uh, uh, you talking about the multiple generations working in the workplace,
mm-hmm.
and the title, the generation become why is the generation divided? Uh, what are those generations? What are those multiple generations that everybody says somebody else ruined work because of of there's a different rule book now. I talked about that. There's a different rule book, C note,
Mm-hmm.
and I think what it is the generations that you're talking about carry their own rule book.
Yeah. And look, let's get into it, right?
Yeah.
Because all right, so we have our let's break it down. We have our traditionalists,
We go.
right? Our traditionalist
Hmm.
was born between 1928 to 1945. So right now, the traditionalist around 81 to 98 years old. So we're going to start with like maybe from 80 to maybe 85 because those are the leftover traditionalists that's in our workplace right now. Now, normally these people are directors. These people are in executive management. These people are sometimes our up echelon management who's been with the company for 40, 45 years. Sometimes these traditionalists, and as you can attest to this, in some industries, they are in the frontline workplace or the entry level workplace, and they've been on their jobs for like 45 to 50 years. Okay, now what are their workplace identity? Well, their workplace identity for the traditionalists is duty and loyalty. So a lot of things that was built on the traditionalists was things like the unions, things like clubs, whether you want to talk about golf clubs, you want to talk about fraternities, you want to talk about all these things was built on traditionalists because their workplace identity was duty and loyalty. Let's go to the baby boomers. 1946 to 1964. So now we got a lot of baby boomers that's still in our workplace. They 62 to 80 years old. We have a bunch of those. Now their work identity is hard work and company loyalty. So those baby boomers have learned, or they have a thing to say, I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna be loyal to the company who hired me, who gave me the chance to make ends meet for my family. And those are what we used to call, Lex, back in the day, company men.
Hmm.
Company
Hmm.
men and women. Company men and women were was the baby boomers. Now
Yeah.
let's get into our generation, which is Generation X, aka latchkey kids. We was the ones that was left at home at 15 years old making pancakes in the kitchen. Um,
And
so
knew better
that
than to open that door, and knew not to open that door for nobody.
right,
We knew
right,
not to let the street lights catch us.
right. so so 19 from 1965 to 1980 is the Gen X, right? 46 to 61. Our workplace identity is independence. Now, I may be a little biased right now because one thing that the Gen X brought to the workplace is we brought the element of being able to figure things out that management didn't tell us. Gen X, we
Yeah.
brought that to the game. We was
Yeah.
able to figure things out without management telling us something. Also, we was able to implement things without management giving us any type of provocation, anything like that. Now, millennials, we gonna get into it, y'all. I just want to break this down because Lex made a good point. Like, who are these people that we're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Millennials from 1981 to 1996. Now, these people are the 30-year-old and 45-year-olds, right? These are now. Keep in mind, you got two sets of millennials, right? You got the older version, which identifies mostly with Gen X, millennials that they identify with us, but all they got their own vibe. Then you got the younger millennials that identify more with Gen Z, and we're gonna get into that.
Hmm.
And mostly that's your 30 to maybe 32 to 35. So their work identity is collaboration and purpose. That goes back to what Lex said earlier when you have certain people who want to collaborate, right? And those are your millennials. They want to collaborate. And let me give you a perfect example without kind of spreading this too wide right now. Millennials are that when they get a job, they know they have a supervisor. And like Lex said, but they want to call their supervisor by their first name. It's no, they have this collaborative spirit, which kind of goes against the hierarchy of
Hmm.
the structure of the business. However, when they come in, they like, fuck your hierarchy. Um, I'm gonna call Lex by Lex. Hey Lex,
Yeah.
what you want me to do today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not Mr. Lex or not. That it's a collaborative spirit. Now, we're gonna get into that a little later and what
Hmm.
that does. Generation Z, that's your 1997 to 2012. These are 18-year-olds, and we have a plethora. When I say a plethora of Gen Z in the workforce right now, they're 18 to 29. And remember, I told you from 30 to 32, some of the 35s, these people are millennials who identify with Gen Z and they are on the cusp. But the Generation Z, their work identity is transparency and boundaries. Now, let me let me say this. They Gen Z has looked back on Gen X, which most of the Gen X, though we are parents to Gen Z,
Hmm.
um, and they look back and they seen how we struggled. They seen how companies did us. They seen how companies lied to us. They seen how um, they seen all of the madness.
Yeah.
And so what they want now is, hey, keep it 100 with me. Keep it 100 with me. Oh, and if you can't keep it 100 with me, this is what I'm doing. This is all I'm doing. You ain't gonna let me, or you ain't gonna make me do anything else. And that's it. Right. Now, after we got into the work identities.
Let me
Now,
let me let me
go ahead. Go ahead.
and while we still there with this how can I say generational conflict. I'll say that. It's a generational conflict. Um and like I said, everybody says somebody else has ruined the workplace. And when I say everybody, meaning these multiple generations. There is a generation, C note, and I'm pretty sure you're going to touch on it, that's coming up right behind Generation Z. Coming up right
Mm-hmm.
behind
Talk about them.
it. Coming up right behind it. Uh, is it Generation Alpha?
That is Generation Alpha. Yes,
Generation
sir.
Alpha. 2010 to 2024.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight, right now, doing this 60-minute episode, we're putting everybody on trial. Everybody going on trial. And my first question to the chat, to you, C Note, is who changed the rules? Let's start with the obvious, and I think you mentioned it. Boomers were taught, stay one company, work hard, keep your head down, loyalty pays off. Generation X, you also mentioned. I just want to. I'm just chat. I'm just circling
Do
back.
your thing.
I'm
Do your thing,
I'm
man.
recapping what C Note just said. I know he blew through it. I know he went through it, but I'm gonna recap for those that missed it. But those that missed the catchphrase, this Generation X, they watch companies lay off loyal employees, like C Note mentioned. So they became independent, right?
Mhm.
Millennials entered the workforce during the recession. Student loans, housing crisis, economic instability. And then, lo and behold, here come Gen Z.
Mhm.
They watched all of that, like you said, and decided I ain't sacrificing my life at no job that would
Gone.
replace, watch it, that would
That's
replace
what it
me
is.
before lunch.
Mm-hmm.
But chat, y'all tap in. Can you blame them? And they've seen all of this. Can you blame them? Okay. Every generation is responding to the economy they inherited. That's
Mm-hmm.
a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Everton, I need to hear from you. Every generation is responding to the economy they inherited. So they're not crazy. They're adapting. At least I think they're adapting. Um, so is work supposed to be, see, no, your identity, or is it just your paycheck? Can we
So
pause right here? Can we pause right here and talk about this? Because you said it about in terms of your identity. Should the workplace become your identity or just a paycheck?
so I'm gonna tell you basically who changed the rules, and it's the economy, is the politics. They
Yeah.
changed the rules. Because it became more like back in the day. Not saying, companies has always been companies. There's always been about their money. They always been about, getting a paycheck. But once that was realized, and now I will say that's what the millennials brought to the game. Lex,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they
Mm-hmm.
brought to the game. They brought to the game the realization these people don't really care about you. Now, keep in mind, I'm very guilty. I'm very guilty of being loyal to a particular role or being loyal to a duty. I'm very guilty of that. But
I am
but
too.
keep it but keep in mind, I do it for me. I do it for my legacy. I don't do it for a company.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but the reason why I do it for me now, because I used to do it for the company, I do it now because the millennials brought to the game the realization that these folk don't care about us.
They don't. We're
They
just a
don't care
number,
about
and I
us.
ain't mean to cut. And I ain't mean to cut you off.
Go
See, no,
ahead. Go ahead.
those are facts. We're just a number.
Mm-hmm.
And the Gen Z laid it right out. Laid it right out. You gonna replace me before lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So my why should I sacrifice for a job and I'm just labeled a number 2347, which is
So that
which is your employee number.
right.
Let's get it. Hey, I don't want nobody to misinterpret what I'm saying. You're just a number, and that's your employee number. Whatever your
Prisoners got
employee,
numbers too.
the prisoners got numbers too. Hey, you were stepping all on it. I was going, I was going right there.
My
Prisoners
bad.
got
I'm
numbers.
sorry. I'm
No, you
sorry.
good. You good. You good. But y'all, chat. I'm kind of getting through some touching points that I wanted to talk about because I ain't gonna be on here long. C Note gonna close us out, y'all. Like I said, I'm doing this remote, but I, found it not robbery. Had to show up, had to go on and put in my 2, 3, 4 cent, and keep
You
it
said you
moving.
had 50. Yes, you said you had 50 cent.
Well, I
You, s-
listen. I just spun. I just spun. I just spun.
I know you just smart.
I just spun 44 of it just now. So that's all I got. A 2, 3, 4 cent left. All right. So,
Hey,
so,
don't spend that down, then.
so here's the thing. I'm gonna touch on a few topics. I want to talk about that in terms of the identity and is it just a paycheck? My next question, what I want to talk about is uh, uh, leadership isn't what it used to be. Leadership isn't what it used to be. What I mean by that, this is where things get a bit sticky. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Older managers often expect obedience. Younger employees expect an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Older leaders used to say, because I'm the boss, because I said so. Younger workers ask, but why are we doing it this way?
Mm-hmm.
I get that all the time. I get it all the time. Some call that disrespect. Others call it critical thinking. Leadership used to mean chat authority back in the days. Well, even now, and I said back in the days, it still mean authority even now. So that's one of the languages haven't been changed, or the the um, the definition hasn't changed. Now employees um, want coaching,
Mm-hmm.
mentorship, transparency, um, empathy, accountability, and chat. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Some leaders confuse fear with respect, and
Mm-hmm.
some employees confuse honesty with rudeness.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is, see, no, neither of them works. Neither
Neither one
works.
of them.
Go ahead. I'll let you
So
go on
so that that's
and
a
tap on
perfect
that.
segue to what I was gonna bring in is when friends become managers.
Oh,
Um, when
I like
friends
that one.
become managers, this where it gets messy,
I
right?
like that one.
Uh because yesterday y'all was co-workers. Today you the supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, chat. I want you to actually honestly answer this question based on how you feel, your experience, and let's have this conversation. Can friendship survive promotions? Right? Can friendship survive promotions? Um, can managers can managers discipline friends? Now I got another one for you. Can coworkers respect someone who used to gossip with them and now has been promoted to a very prestigious position in the company, and now they have to walk the dog? Can a coworker respect someone who used to gossip with them and now have been promoted to a prestigious position in the company and now have to walk the dog? Now, I want y'all to answer those questions for me because this is the thing. One of the most overlooked forms of toxicity, right, in the
Mm-hmm.
workplace is when management, or when that happens, when you have a friend who gets promoted and don't set boundaries at work, and the supervisor is still gossiping. The managers are still they're still venting to their friends about their level of work. Now, what happens? What does this do? So I think Lex kind of was hitting on it a little earlier. This is what it does. Just say Lex is my manager, and he's been promoted, and I'm still in the entry level, and we happen to be on the phone, and he's venting to me about his level of work. Well, keep in mind, I don't even supposed to be knowing none of this stuff, because it's on a need to know basis. It's called SSI. I took
But
all my modules.
hey,
But
hey, hey, hold up. See, no, wait a minute. Let's not listen. This talking black, and we're taking the gloves off. Let's get it to them straight. So
go ahead.
let's back up, y'all. C Note and I used to be co-workers.
Mm-hmm.
Then I became the supervisor,
Facts.
right?
Facts.
C Note now, C Note now from the training team now reported to me. What I can give my perspective. You asked the question. I can give my perspective on this. And my perspective on this is this: know your lane, know your role. That's my perspective. Now, outside of work, we good. We good as golden.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of work, we're good as golden. But when we at work, we know, and C Note and I understood business is business. Understood business is business. Knowing some things are happening in the background that C Note may not know, and I may not have shared because, to his point, it was a need to know basis. Um, but the type of leader that I was is I full transparency is what you're going to get out of me. You know why you're going to get full transparency out of me? Because I'm going to want the same in return.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get full transparency. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm going to tell you what it is, and I'm going to tell you what direction we're going in. This is the direction we're going in. Hey, well, it ain't going to work that way because of this, that, and other. No problem. I have my notes, and I will bring it to the meeting. I got my notes. But strategically thinking, we learned this, and I say we as in C Note and I, and maybe one or two of the others. We understood that we just can't go and say we not doing this.
Right.
We understood that we had to come to the table, everything they want us to do, everything we want them to do, everything that it says in the book, everything that the CBA covers, right? And then what
Mm-hmm.
corporate wants. So the challenge that we had, and we had it every day, was we was coming at 5 different angles.
Yeah.
We were coming at 5 different angles. So go back to your friend being your supervisor or being a form of leadership and that need to know. It depends on, there needs to be a boundary set, and if and your work style. My work style is complete transparency. I don't micromanage. Here's the agenda for the week. Here's the agenda for 2 weeks. Here's the agenda for the month. This is what we're going with. Now, if you complete that agenda down to the bottom, there's something else for that particular day. So it wasn't that you're going to deplete everything on the agenda. There was always an ABC function to do. So there was no need for anybody around. Watch this. There was no need for anybody to be standing around saying they don't got nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because what that was C Note and I cool. We're friends. They know we were friends, and they know we were cool. So on a no uncertain terms, and this is how I looked at it, and I'm sure he looked at it like that. On a no uncertain terms, am I to make Lex look bad by me just kicking the boogie standing around.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because what that's going to do
Ne-
now is shine a light on you and shine a light on the department that we're running to say what the hell is going on.
let me sprinkle some tahim on that real quick,
Go ahead,
and you and
marinate it.
but now that is lost, because remember what I said about our work identity. So Gen X is
Mhm.
independence. So one thing he said was respecting that lane, respecting where you at. And that's one thing we did. We respected each other's lane, the independence
Mhm.
of each other's lane. So now did 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 Lex do some things that I probably disagree with? Absolutely. Did I
Mhm.
do some things or wanted to do some things that Lex disagreed with me? Absolutely. But we also knew it was business and we didn't
Yep.
take it personal. Now,
Yep.
that is what's lost right now, when you start talking about the lower millennials and then you talk about the Gen Zs when they become in leadership. So what happens is their identity is, remember I said collaboration. So they feel like it's okay. They feel like it's okay to gossip with their friends. They feel like it's okay to vent with their ex co-workers, which now with their subordinates. They feel it's okay. And a lot of times the most dangerous thing in the workplace right now, and that's any workplace, and chat, I mean, sound out if you can hear me. Gossip.
Yeah.
Gossip is the most harshest thing in the workplace right now, because what happens is, number one, people's reputations get scarred.
Mhm.
Number two, once a gossip or once a rumor has circulated to a nuclear level, number is not, there's no taking it back. You can't take that rumor back,
Nope.
and it divides everybody in the workforce. Now, what happens, and I'm finna take you there, to take the gloves off. What happens when the divide happens? Everybody goes in default mode. So, depending on the geographic of where you're staying,
Mhm.
everybody divides into their own cultural set.
Yep.
So, me saying that, and I'm just going, we telling it straight because we seen it. So once it becomes divide, it goes to, everybody goes into default mode, right? So forget all the leadership, forget all that professionalism. Now you have a divided workforce that is now Jamaicans taking care of Jamaicans, Haitians taking care of Haitians, Latinos taking care of Latinos, and everybody's guarding their. And then you got the Black Americans protecting Black Americans, white Americans protecting the white Americans. You have this unspeakable, unspoken divide that everybody knows about.
Yeah.
Everybody sees it. Nobody's talking about it. And what happens when the divide happens is, because now, since it's a divide, it's a sense of anxiety that flows through the whole workforce. So now rumors get more intense because the anxiety is more intense. Or what I could say, the cultural anxiety becomes more intense. And now what happens is everything is eroding from trust, confidentiality, professionalism, credibility. All of that is eroding because of the divide. So my question to the chat is: does gossip become more dangerous when it comes from leadership? Is it more dangerous?
Absolutely. Because I'm going to answer that. And I'm saying absolutely, only because leadership got more access than a normal uh, or entry level employee. I'll say it that way. Than an
Mm-hmm.
entry level. Leadership have more access. involved in sensitive information
Mm-hmm.
than an entry level employee. So yes, I think gossip that becomes a bit dangerous. Here's the other piece to it that I'm a play devil's advocate a little bit, or
Let's
play
get
my
it.
role, a little bit in terms of being on that side of the fence with headquarters and so forth. So now you have a rumor that has gone nuclear, right? You have a uh, a friend that has been promoted. You have an entry level or a coworker or former coworker that hasn't been promoted, and that leader is now gossiping and sharing information that they shouldn't be sharing with said individual. Now, who knows what said individual is going to do? Maybe he's a little bit jealous. He or she may be jealous. We don't know. But now that person has a problem. And the problem is, I got to tell Everton what I just heard.
Mm-hmm.
Everton now is going to tell Miss T. Now, Everton and Miss T likes to gossip. Hey, Everton, I'm just using Miss T, I'm using y'all as an example. Don't take it personal. Uh, them two like to gossip. And make matters worse, they have a heavy, uh, um, they have a large following presence on social media. You see where I'm going with it, Cino? And now
Mm-hmm.
they are gossiping about what's happening. This is hit nuclear. What happens now is now the upper C-suite now finds out about this. So
Mm-hmm.
where they think the leak is, I shared something with C Note I shouldn't have shared.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who's to say they could have got it from somewhere else? But is gossip becomes dangerous in a workplace, and it falls into the wrong hands. What's the old saying? Bad news will go around the world once before good news put on shoes in the morning.
Yep. Yep.
So if it's hot, everybody. If it's gossip, if it's drama, everybody want to know everybody business. Watch this. C note is right here in front of me. C note. I didn't care. He'll tell you, I didn't care what anybody said about me.
He didn't.
I know, I know me, and I know I ain't gonna put myself in that predicament.
And look,
And,
this is the
and
thing.
who all know me know I ain't gonna put myself in that predicament. So,
And even with you being like that, like it was more rumors going around about you, your character, what you was about. Even though I knew you wasn't like that, even though I knew who you was as a man, I knew the characteristics of what you carried in every day and how you wanted the job or your job to be or your role to be, illustrated. But a lot of people didn't care about that. And this is what I'm talking about when the rumors go out and they hurt and they create an anxiety within the workplace.
mhm,
Now when I say anxiety, it's a reason why I said anxiety. Because what is anxiety? Anxiety is a you remember they said anxiety is a doorway emotion to mental health. I'm gonna say that again.
mhm, mhm,
Anxiety is a doorway emotion to mental health in the workplace. Why I say that? Anxiety will bring on depression. Depression will bring on quiet quitting. Quiet quitting will bring on, I just don't give a fuck no more.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, once that happens, then it gets toxic because now that person who don't care anymore will do and say anything at the job because they don't care about anybody because they done seen the toxicity around there. And it's like, you know what? I'm just going to add my, excuse my language, y'all. I'm just going to add my shit to the cesspool.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So the workplace is creating a mental illness when it's toxic, and we're trying to break down how these generations, how we all play a part in that, not intentionally, but we want to have a conversation. So, hey, when I was in the military, they say, hey, if we told you, you can't say you were never told.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't say you was never told. So we're having this conversation so you could take this home and think about it and let this marinate about how we're interacting with people. Now, let's dial back a little bit. We talked about all the generations. Now we know that and let's just keep it 100. We know that traditionals always thought the baby boomers was lazy. The baby boomers thought Gen X was lazy. Gen X, we think everybody lazy.
Hey, I got one. Let me get in there. Everybody had. Let me get in there. You done gave you one. Now I got to get me one. So every office has a boomer who prints every email.
Absolutely.
A boomer that prints every email. A Gen Xer who fixes everybody's problem without saying a word. A millennial scheduling a meeting to discuss another meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, here comes Gen X. Making a TikTok before HR even finished the damn investigation.
Well, you mean the Gen Z, not Gen X. That Gen Z.
The Gen Z,
But
the Gen Z.
yeah.
Sorry. The Gen Z.
Yeah. They done made the whole TikTok.
A whole TikTok video before they, no,
and going ham.
Hey, chat. This them in the waiting room before they go in to be interrogated, to be questioned. They already done know the venue. Oh, these, hey, they like this. Oh, I'm in this now. Yeah. So watch this. I'm gonna fly through this real quick. And then you have what does respect even mean right now? I'm gonna say this piece, chat, and I gotta bounce. I'm gonna say this stuff and I gotta bounce. What does respect even mean? You asked, what you say, 5 generations, what respect looks like, nope, and you'll get 5 different answers. Chat, y'all believe it or not? If you ask 5 generations, what does respect even mean? What it looks like, and you're gonna get 5 different answers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, boomers. No, I tell you what. Traditionalists. What does respect mean to the traditionalists? What does that mean?
Respect for the traditionalists is basically doing what you told when you was told to do it and how you was told to do it. That's respect. And no lip.
And no lip. Here now, boomers respected authority.
Mm-hmm.
Gen X respects competence.
Mm-hmm.
See, no, millennials.
Cause see, look, you couldn't, see, here we go. You couldn't be on top. You couldn't be on top telling me what the meat do, and you a dumbass. You couldn't do that. You can't be telling me what to do, and you a whole dumbass. No.
You don't even know what are you doing? You don't even know what. So, so the millennials.
Oh, funk ass.
Can y'all tell it tap the nerve? Can y'all tell it tap the nerve? It tapped the nerve. That what we used to call them. We used to call them jokers supervisors.
So, damn supervisors.
Supervisors.
Oh, funk ass.
So the millennials
Dumber than a box of rocks with sprinkles. Shit.
Damn, dude got me choking over here. Yeah, I tapped the nerve, y'all. I tapped the nerve. Yeah, I know. I heard the snip.
I'm going Uncle Junior. I'm Uncle Junior here on this.
I see. And so the millennials respect collaboration. The Gen Z respect humanity. But watch this. The truth of the matter is, chat. See, no, none of those are wrong.
None of them. They all true at the same time.
They're all true. But here is the problem: is when they collide.
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem when they
Mm-hmm.
collide. But watch this: when they collide in the workplace, drama begins.
Mm-hmm.
One employee wants feedback, the other hears criticism. One manager thinks silence means agreement. The younger employee thinks silence means poor leadership. Communication isn't broken. It's all translated differently, and sometimes people aren't offended. They are simply speaking different workplace languages,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, so the question is any generation actually right? Uh, I think I'm on the fence with this one. Yes and no. Older generation have experience, younger generation have fresh ideas. Older workers understand patience, younger workers challenge outdated systems. So,
Mm-hmm.
chat, C-Note mentioned earlier, this is not a bash of the generations. It's not a bash. It's no, we're not dissing no generation. We're saying um, that they're all are right from a logical perspective. They're all are right.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is when all of them collide, that is the problem in the workplace. The drama starts. So what I'm doing now is just breaking down the older generation have experience, the younger generation have fresh ideas, older workers understand patience, younger workers challenge outdated systems. The strongest companies don't pick a generation, they build cultures. This is what what a strong company, what a smart company would do is
Mm-hmm.
they will build cultures where everyone learns from somebody else, right? So
Right.
imagine if wisdom met innovation. I'm going somewhere now, and I'm gonna close out. Y'all gonna continue with C note. Imagine if wisdom met innovation instead of ego meeting entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the real issue isn't the age, maybe it's pride, chat. Nobody wants to admit. I can
I'm
learn
gonna
something.
add.
I can learn something from somebody younger than me or somebody older.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. You said you
And
want to add something.
but before you leave, I want to drop this nugget on based on what you kind of brought out.
Yeah.
And the the thing is, the generations brought a lot to the game. Traditionalists, they brought the duty, like the sense of duty,
Yeah.
and they instilled that down to the boomers. But the boomers, what they took from it was discipline, right? So the boomers
Right.
was discipline.
Yep.
Gen X, which is us, what we took, what the discipline turned us into self-reliant people,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Now, being that the Gen X, our generation, was self-reliant, it turned our children, the millennials, into innovators. Now, with all of these, and then the Gen Zs, when the millennials came and the Gen Zs start creating boundaries within the innovational or the innovation mind. So I wanted to say that. I want to drop that nugget. Now, the other nugget I want to drop is, with all of these things, I do believe that it was all had to do with timing.
Okay.
It all has to do with timing. You know, back in the day, one thing I learned from my grandmother, my grandfather, they all say when it's time will reveal when this needs to be done, and time will reveal when that
Mm-hmm.
needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But with and I'm gonna be honest, like with Gen X, from Gen X all the way down to the Gen Zs, we, being that we were self-reliant, we rushed a couple things. We rushed a couple things because we wanted to make change. We were
We'll
self-reliant. We
rush
wanted
the
to make
crew
change.
thing. Yeah. We'll rush the crew
Millennials,
thing.
the microwave generations, as I call them, because they wanted everything right now. No, we need to make
Right
change
now.
right now. We need to make change right now. And when they didn't get that, then the timing became off, because now they become emotional and not focused, and not going back to the discipline that the boomers had.
Mm-hmm.
Not going back to the discipline that the Gen X had. Now it's the timing of all of that. So I got a rapid fire. I got a rapid fire before we close out. No,
Yeah, you
let's
go. You go
close.
ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, you want to close out now?
No, go ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'm
Cause
gonna take it. I'm gonna let you go on and take it because I gotta run. Uh. They blowing the horn at me, so I gotta run.
I
Listen.
bet.
Listen. So I just want to say my perspective, and I'm out. Uh. This episode, like we said before, it's not about blaming the traditionalists, the boomers, the Gen X, the millennials, or the Gen Z. I think it was about recognizing that workplaces don't become a crime scene because people were born in different decades. They become a crime scene when respect disappears,
Mm-hmm.
when leaders stop listening, when employees stop communicating, when assumptions replace conversation. The workplace doesn't need another motivational poster. It needs better leadership, better
Mm-hmm.
listening, and maybe a little bit, more grace.
Mm-hmm.
Because because watch this, the truth of the matter is one day the Gen Zs will become the older generation, and somebody younger will be saying, okay, Boomer 2.0. That's all I got for y'all. Hey, I'm out. Don't forget, be bold, be informed, keep the conversation current, y'all. Peace.
All right, Lex. We'll holler at you, man. Appreciate you coming on. I know you got a lot going on right now, but I appreciate you
Yeah, man.
coming on, brother.
All right, take it easy,
Um,
y'all.
all right, so we gonna keep this thing going, right? I gotta rapid fire before I close out. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long because we already on the hour. And I want to close this out by saying this, right? There's a lot of questions that needs to be answered. And I want the takeaway, I want you to take these questions very serious on this rapid fire, right? Because I want us to really think about what we really dealing with in the workplace and why it's becoming a crime scene. And I know we went through these generations because I want everybody to understand, and Lex wanted everybody to understand, that we have underlying things that are happening that we're not addressing. So, to my rapid fire. First question is, does HR protect employees or the company? All right. Now, if you want to go back and rewind this, or you can write this down, you can write it down. Now, my next rapid fire, should management be friends with employees? Should they be friends with employees? Or is there a boundary that needs to be set there? And will we be able to set that boundary with the newer generations that's coming in? And to my Gen Zs and my millennials out there, I do want to say, I want you to actually write this down because it's gonna help with your growth. Is quiet quitting real? It is real. So I want these things, I want you to kind of observe in your current workplace right now. Does favoritism hurt morale more than discrimination? I'm going to say that again. Does favoritism hurt morale more than discrimination? We always talk about how we've been discriminated against, but favoritism is a form of discrimination. All right, no matter what lane that you put it in. Is company loyalty dead? With everything we discuss, I want you to think about these questions with every generation, and try to figure this out, because that's another conversation you can take with your friends. That's another conversation you can have with your family, so that we can have these conversations at these tables. Me and Lex do this because we want to bring a conversation that you can take back to your family. We want a conversation that you can take back to your friends and have this real conversation. Can social media ruin professionalism? Does age equal leadership? Remember, I was telling you about even somebody being older than me, but if you dumb it in a box of rocks, and I'm going to just keep it 100, that don't help anything, but I want you to think about that. That means if you're going to be in leadership, step up your game. Can diversity exist without inclusion? I'm going to say that again. Can diversity exist without inclusion? All right. And inclusion means including everybody. Should culture ever influence workplace decisions? These are questions that make the workplace messy. Is work becoming too sensitive, or are people finally speaking up? That's you're gonna have to make a decision on, okay, what is too sensitive and what is somebody actually speaking up? So these are questions that I want everybody to take back to their families and to their friends, and let's have these conversations, because in our community, it's killing us. It's killing us, y'all. It's killing us because we're not asking these questions, and we're not willing to do the brain work to try to help fix this or mend a fence between all of this. Now, I'm going to close out by saying this. Maybe today's workplace isn't becoming a crime scene because people have gotten worse. I'm going to say that. Maybe it's because the rules of work have changed faster than people leading it. We have 5 generations, different cultures, different life experiences, different expectations. And with the expectations comes the disappointment. all trying to work together. The challenge isn't choosing one over the other. It's building a workplace where fairness, accountability, respect, opportunity don't depend on who you know, what generation you're from, or what background you come from. Now, the last question I'm going to ask. If you could change one thing about today's workplace culture, what would it be? And who has the responsibility to make that change? Is it the employees? Is it management? Or is it the leadership at the top? Or is it everybody? And where do we start? Where do we start making these changes? Where do we start coming together? Where do we start embracing each other for who we are and appreciating where each of us stand? Because as I said, and Lex said in the earlier of this episode, all of us bring something to the table, whether you're traditional, whether you're a boomer, whether you're Gen X, whether you're a millennial, whether you're Gen Z, we all bring something to the table. And to all my millennials and Gen Z out there, I know you get a hard rap, but I have met some wonderful and some intelligent and some forward-thinking millennials and some Gen Zs that will run circles around, their generation before them. And I would like to also say that I want to thank the traditionals and the boomers for setting the bar where we would have to reach a level of discipline, where it sets. That's where we get our rules and regulations from. It was built on the traditionals and the boomers, and they're still making changes. But anyway, I want to ask those questions. Listen, y'all. I know we went like 10 minutes over, and we don't mind by that. But the thing is, I want to let everybody know that I want to thank everybody, my TBC family out there. We're growing. I want to thank Lester. Big Lex. Ooh, I called his real name, Big Lex. I want to be like Big Lex is actually put something out here that that we can call our own, and I'm very proud of that. On Talking Black and Current. We got more stuff coming for you. We got more topics coming for you. And we're going to get back into the more current stuff because we got a lot going on out there in the world. But we wanted to focus this season 2 on healing our people. We wanted to focus on healing humanity. We wanted to focus on that because we can keep chasing the subject lines and the topics of today, and we could talk about them. But if we're not healing, then we're going to stay in the same boat. So listen, y'all, this has been Talking Black and Current. I'm C-Note. Big Legs already signed off. I want to thank everybody for joining, and I want to say peace. We'll see y'all next Tuesday. Holla at your boy.
Go.
mic to the streets, this is more than merch. It's memory, it's movement. Every stitch carries the culture, every color our history. When you rock TBC, you're repping the people keeping black creators in business and in legacy. Storm Mode, Pink Vibes, Roots Editions. When the mic to the streets, this is more than merch. It's memory, it's movement. Every stitch carries the culture, every color our history. When you rock TBC, you're repping the people keeping black creators in business and in legacy. Storm Mode, Pink Vibes, Roots Editions. When the mic